Good morning, good morning, good morning. Peace and blessings to you all. It is your girl, Penny Quinn Spires. That's me. And I say good morning, happy Thursday. Let me take my supplement. Happy Thursday. It is Thursday, right? Sometimes I just gotta double check. Oh, yay, it's my Yori's birthday. Happy birthday, Yori. That's my great nephew. Today is his birthday. It's weird because I think like the school systems are out, but he goes to like after school program or something that is on. So I'll have to figure out what time he gonna be available to get his happy birthday message from his auntie. But nonetheless, today is a good day. I'm still tired. I think I'm just tired of being indoors. I think I'm tired of winter. And as much as I love the Lord and I trust what he does and how he does it, and I don't try to dictate the Lord's business, I let the Lord do what he gonna do. I think it's an environmental thing. I think I just need to be in a different environment. I think I get a little um kind of stir crazy being in a like the same environment for a long period of time. So I really, as much as I'm looking out the window and I see the sun, I know it's freezing outside. Let me see what they say it feels like, because that's what you have to abide by. You can't just go off of how many degrees they tell you it is. Oh, okay. Well, today is 21 degrees. They don't have that feels like. And so when it says feels like, you got to go by that. And I guess it's supposed to get up to about 30 degrees, which still seems very frigid. I'm seeing numbers in the teens over the weekend, but I just feel like I just need a change of environment. I need a little warm weather. I don't know where I want to go, what I want to do, but I just feel like I just need a change of environment, change of pace. So it's not so much winter. It's that I'm tired of being with it. Like, it can stay winter time. I just need to be in a different environment. Good morning, Carol. Blessings to you. Yeah, it's cold out today. I figured as much. And I'm over it. Like I just need a little warmth. I do. I need some beach weather. I think that's what I need. I need some vitamin C, and that's SEA. And I need that seawater, that salt water, and I just need to, dip in it a couple of times, and I promise I'll be well. But we got to go through it. We have to endure it in order to get to the temperatures, the readings that we like. We have to endure this. So, but I'm over it. Let's just put it out there. I am over it. But I do say good morning to each and every one of you. I hope that your day is starting out pretty amazing, because you are amazing. And even if you don't feel quite amazing today, it doesn't negate the fact that you are amazing, right? So I hope and I pray that you are doing well on today. I um I just getting up. I'm tired. This hair is all over the place. I really do need to get my hair done. I got to figure all of this stuff out. Beauty doesn't just come, we got to figure stuff out. We got to, coordinate the next hairstyles and the next moves and things as such. So, I was actually telling myself, yes, I've been telling myself that I'm going to get back into my healthy eating routine March 1st. That's been my goal. That's been my deadline that I'm going to get started. And so yesterday I started getting together very casually, just getting together like some of the things that I need for my detox, like the fruits and the vegetables and things as such that I need. And I want to figure out like what my menu is going to be, like what I'm going to eat, because this will just make it a lot easier. It'll make it a lot easier because I'm still looking for fast meals, but I need healthy meals. That's the key. Um, Even though I'm doing well in my process of recovery, and 6 weeks will be here before, in no time. But I still want to make certain that I am very, very good, Cal, very good. I said I need to I want to have a plan. I want to have a plan because when your meals are prepped or you already have a concept of what it is you're going to eat, it takes the guesswork out of it, and so you're more likely to follow through with it. So yesterday I was getting my, kind of like my ducks in a row, trying to figure out, okay, what do I need for my detox drink? What am I going to eat thereafter? And all of this such. And something came over me last night, and I was like, yeah, I don't think I'm gonna wait till the first. I don't think I'm gonna wait till the first. I gotta see, what groceries and everything looks like, but I really think I'm gonna get started sooner than later. I might even start next week because I'm kind of tired of it. I'm kind of tired of it, and as much as I enjoy just being able to eat whatever I want, um, yeah, no, I'm ready. I'm ready. I'm ready to get it. Like, so when I am out there, and y'all start seeing me, y'all gonna be like, "Oh, okay, we see you, sis. We see you." So I think I'm gonna get started with my detox probably Monday, because I still have to get to the grocery store, and I haven't been out yet, so we got to see how that looks. But I might entrust the oldest to go out to the grocery store because he does such a good job. I think he enjoys grocery shopping, to be honest with you. But shh, I didn't say nothing. But I think I'm going to trust the oldest to go to the grocery store for me and get some of the items that I need. And I really do think I'm going to get started next week. I think so. So March 1st, we'll be good and ready for March 1st when it hits. But I think I'm gonna start early because um yeah, I just got that, that inkling inside of me. So I'm gonna run with it. So to God be the glory for that, right? So we should not put off our health and our well-being. We think we can plan it out. Oh, when it's almost summertime, we'll get started. But no, I think health is important. And I know we understand, like, a lot of people diet before the summer because they want to, because they don't trust themselves. That's what it is. They don't trust themselves to have the longevity, right? They don't trust themselves. So I am trusting myself. I am trusting myself to get back on the wagon, so to speak, and get back into my healthy living because I can trust me with me. So I am going to do that. Good morning, Joyanne. Blessings to you. Blessings to you. That's right, Carol. Like, we've gotta make certain that we are doing what's best for us, right? Because our health is our wealth. So we want to make certain that we focus on that. And so, and I think because I've done it for so long, right? I've done it for so long, and I want to make certain that I get back into my habit before this unhealthy eating takes precedent again. So I want to get back to where it was that I was at. All right, you got your motivational t-shirt on today. Too blessed to be stressed. Amen. 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 Yes, indeed. So we have to have the mindset that we can take care of ourselves. Like, we can do this. We can encourage ourselves. We can do the right thing without being forced. And so I'm just looking forward to just getting back into my routine, and I feel good. I do. I feel good. My body is. I still have a little soreness, right, in the incision area. I still have a little soreness, but I am moving around a lot better. I noticed yesterday my feet got cold, and I was able to put my socks on myself. My oldest son looked at me like, "Oh God, here we go again with this woman and her feet." And I'm like, "Nope, I can pull my legs up. My legs are getting better. I can pull my legs up, and I can put my own socks on." So we thank God for the recovery. Like, I'm just trusting in his word for the recovery, the total recovery. And it is coming along. So I'm excited, just about this other side of recovery, right? To not be ailing and not have to take the pain medicine and and can't get out of the bed. It's still not, I'm not getting out of the bed with like an ease, but it's definitely better. I'm definitely getting up and down my steps a lot better. So I don't feel also kind of a ways, and I'm trying to get myself accustomed to, being upright for a long period of time. Yesterday I was able to get some recording some recording done, which I haven't done in about a month probably, or so or longer. So I was grateful to be able to, to sit. Matter of fact, the last time when I did the virtual speaking event, when I was sitting upright, um it was tough. When I did the podcast interview, it was tough to sit upright. And after sitting upright, it's like, okay, gotta lay down, gotta lay down. But I'm getting back into the routine. So yesterday I was up, I was upright, I was doing some recordings, and I did that for a couple of hours, and I was okay. I did get back in my bed and was like, okay, we got to stretch out. So, but it's coming along. So I'm feeling good. I'm feeling motivated. Tonight we're gonna get some more motivation on the Black Girl Encourage Her. So you guys make certain you tune in to my YouTube channel, Shaniqua Inspires, tonight, this evening, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 p.m. for my Central Standard Time people. My guess is Central Standard Time. So if you see some postings that says 6 p.m., that's only because for people in the CST time zone. But tonight my graphic designer is going to be on there, and she's going to just kind of talk to us about this digital world. You hear a lot about the digital world, and I've been seeing a lot of people saying that they're able to move to other countries and live their best lives because the digital landscape is profitable. So she's going to open the door to the conversation as far as what that digital lifestyle, what that not lifestyle, but what that digital world looks like. As far as websites and all sorts of graphic things. Like she's my go-to person. And actually my 6-week course. So right now I've been promoting a 6-week intensive where I'm doing a coaching intensive where you get me 6 weeks. For 6 weeks, you get me once a week, and we're just chiming into what it is that your goals are, and we're making certain that you're going to be able to execute them smoothly, safely, with that momentum that you need to just get it done. Because some people have been lingering, their goals have just been lingering, and it's the time to just get it done. So the 6-week intensive is geared towards executing, 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 executing. So if you already have a plan, the 6-week intensive is perfect because it's going to help you to execute. And it is the start that stops most people, right? That's one of my clients, Sean Williams. That's the title of one of her books. It is the start that stops most people. People get bogged down by the details. They get bogged down by the start date and the who, what, when, where, and why, and making certain everything is on track, and they get bogged down. And so the 6-week intensive is geared to having someone in your corner by your side saying, okay, what are you doing this week? Okay, how can we do this? All right. And it just keeps you pumped. Exactly, Carol. It is about that momentum. It's about getting that fire lit so that at least in 6 weeks you can get multiple things done. So you can go pew pew pew, and you can shoot through majority of different things. So the 6-week intensive is what's being promoted. And the 6-week intensive, we actually the start date is March 1st. So maybe in my mind, I was like, okay, we don't need to start healthy living, healthy lifestyle on March 1st because the intensive starts March 1st. And I want to be ready. I want to be geared up physically to help people get to keep their momentum, right? So I'm going to start on my goals next week, and then I'm going to help other people start on their goals March 1st. But I've been diligently working on the 6-week intensive. And if you're interested in the 6-week intensive, you got to get in now. Like, you can't wait till March 1st. You got to get in now. So you can check out the information on my website. It's the Reset and Thrive in 2025. I've been talking about it. And now it's getting closer to the start date. Now we're getting closer to take these leaps and bounds together. So if you're interested, if you think you're interested, you need to go to my website. Um, I'm trying to think how's the quickest. I mean, if you're on my social media, you can click the link and you can see it. Maybe I'll post it on my page. I might even put it in this video so that you'll be able you'll be able to see it. But it's good for you to check out the information now, and you got to make a decision now. You can't, like I said, you can't ponder over it. I've been talking about it bits and pieces. If you follow me on social media, you've been seeing it, especially on my Instagram page, especially on my Shaniqua Inspires Facebook page. You've been seeing a lot of information about it, and now is the time to make the decision. We've kind of pushed it back a couple of times, but I believe now is definitely the time, and so we gotta get in it. Otherwise, we're gonna get into the habit of procrastinating. We're gonna get into the habit of delaying what it is that we do, because that's what we do in life. We delay the goals. When we say we're going to start on a certain date and time, and then stuff starts to happen, and then so it gets pushed back and it gets pushed back, and until eventually it's out of sight, it's out of mind, and it doesn't get done. But now is the season where we just got to go. We got to go full throttle. We got to execute with what we have, where we are, and we just got to go. So March 1st is the start date. We're running. We're going to go with that. But we do need to be ready, right? We do need to be ready. And so as I've been preparing all of the social media posts and all of that good stuff, and the website had to be done. So Felice is my web designer, and so she's been working on landing page, course pages, all sorts of good stuff. So not only will you get a chance to meet her tonight on the Black Girl Encourage Her, you literally can see her work. Many of you who have been out with me or who have seen me at speaking events, I have my nice big banner. Felice is the one responsible for my latest banner. She's done my brother's banner as well. So if you've seen my brother out at any events, that he's got the banner as well. So it is about using this digital space, these graphics to, and she just posted on Instagram. So I just got the notification. And so she's really good at what she does. She's got a very, very creative eye. And so we're going to talk about her journey into entrepreneurship, and doing it all while having a toddler, right? Well, he's a toddler now. He just turned 3, but having a new baby, having a little one running around, life isn't easy. So many of us make excuses. Oh, I can't get it done right now. The kids are, underfoot, and all of this stuff is going about. But I'm introducing you to people who are getting things done in spite of it. In spite of it. We spoke with Sean Williams the week before last week. We spoke with Sean. No, was Sean last week? Yes, Sean was last week. And we spoke with her. We heard her story about being a teenage mom. So it's not really how you start. It's as long as you get to where you need to be. So no matter what's going on in life, right? Here I am. I just had surgery. Um, had I anticipated surgery? Yes, sort of, kind of. I was looking forward to it. I was planning it, but it did come at a time where I didn't think I was going to have it. I thought I was going to been have it, and then I didn't want it, and it was just like this whole back and forth. But even in spite of me having surgery, the work still has to get done, right? The work still has to get done. And sometimes we do have to go in laser mode. We do have to go in high impact mode. Exactly, Carol. Like, and when we move slowly like that, sometimes other entities come in and take priorities. But when we move slow on our goals, then we lose the fire. right? We lose the fire with it. So we want to make certain that there are certain times. It's like when you're on a marathon, right? And when you're doing a marathon, yes, we know you got to be slow and steady, but there are points within the marathon when you should speed up, where you should, like maybe in the start, like they don't start out the marathon doing a little skippity dip, they just little, little skippity dip going along. No, when a marathon starts, you take off running. And then as you get further along, then you can slow your pace down. Then you can, then you can jog with it. You can look cute with it. You can, do your little skippity dip. But then there are moments in time, when you get ready to round the bend, you got to pick up speed again and go through it. And then you can, depending on how long the race is, then you can slow down and, a little bit. And now you've got that good pace going. But we need a moment in time where we take off running. And that's what the 6 week intensive is about. The 6 week intensive is about getting you to a point where you're just going to take off running. For 6 weeks, we're going to be grinding. We're going to be pushing through. We're going to be executing, and we're going to get stuff done. Because when you get that rush, right, when you get that rush, then you're going to have that momentum again, right? And so you're not going to be running like a snail. You're going to have that high impact, that high momentum, and you're going to take off running, and you're going to get stuff done. And afterwards, you're going to feel really, really good about yourself. You're going to be on this high where you can get back to motion. Now you're in your regular, steady pace world, but you're now motivated because you've seen results, you've seen action. And so now you feel good about it, and now you can keep it moving. Right. So everything in decency and order. And now is the time, not only for my clients, but for myself as well. And I just so happened to make the decision on yesterday to say, you know what, we're gonna get started. We're gonna get started. Because immediately after the 6 week intensive is going to be the coaching program, because people want to see what life is like with me as a coach. Okay, the 6 week intensive is a great little taste for you. You get a little taste, a little nibble, a little appetizer, and then you're going to have to make the decision if you want to keep on. If you want to keep on, if you want somebody with you for 6 months as opposed to 6 weeks, now you get to make those types of decisions. And these decisions are what makes you successful. These decisions make you achieve those said goals, because we got to stop talking about it and we got to be about it. Time to stop talking about it and be about it. If going back to school is your thing, is what you've been talking about for the past few years, semester's getting ready to start up. One semester's getting ready to end. The winter session is getting ready to end. The next session is getting ready to get started. What are you doing? If you've been saying you're going to find a new job or whatever, okay, what are you doing? Like, is this something that you're really going to work on, or what? If you've been saying you're going to start your business, but you're thinking, I don't know what kind of business I would like to start. What would be good for me? Well, have you not been watching the Black Girl Encourager for the month of January and February? We've been doing the Entrepreneur Edition. So there are lots of ideas. I'm very much interested in the franchise business. We spoke with Retta Young a couple of weeks back, and she told us about the franchise business. Child, a business in a box. That sounds good to me, right? Not that I need any more businesses. I don't need any more businesses right now. I keep telling myself, you don't need no more businesses. But a done for you business is nice, where you just got to follow the blueprint. It's nice, right? So we have to make certain that we are figuring out, right? They always say, like, what do you want to be when you grow up, when you're talking to a little kid? But I used to often ask that question to adults. What do you want to be when you grow up? What is it that you want to do? And now is the time to make those decisions. Exactly, Carol. So we gotta start making these grown up type decisions. There's more decisions to be made than what am I going to eat for dinner tonight, right? There are other more pertinent decisions that need to be made. And if you're having a hard time making those decisions about what your next step is, think about the people that you're called to serve. Think about those people first. Who are you called to serve? Like, even if you can't define what is it that you want to do, who it is that you want to be, do you at the very least know who you are called to serve, who you have a heart for? One of my sister friends, she's got a heart for men. She's got a heart for men. That is her ministry. And it's rare, right? It's rare for a woman to have the ministry assignment of men. She wants to help men reach their purpose, their potential, right? Most of the time as women, we always work with women, but maybe that's not your yes, you're a woman, but maybe that's not your calling. Maybe you've seen things from the other side, and so now you can help rear up, raise up, guide men as to what women want, because that's what they want. They need an inside tip on what women would want. So it's a unique perspective, but you need to know who you are called to serve. Maybe you are called to serve the elderly, right? Not because that's just what you do. It's where your heart is at. You have a heart for them. Maybe you have a calling for children. Maybe it's a particular, like it's very specific where you have a heart for women that look like you. So if you're African American, maybe it's African American women. If it's some other race, maybe, So at the very least, do you know who you are called to serve? And if you don't know who you are called to serve, you got a lot of work to do, because now figuring out what you really want to do in life is going to be harder. So you got to play catch up. Like, you got to get this work started at some point in your adult life. Like, you got to get started. You got to start figuring these things out. And if we rewind back, I want to say maybe about 15, 20 years ago, I was working as a registered nurse, right? I was a registered nurse, um, working in the hospitals, enjoying the work that I was doing. Um, I was married, I had kids. Um, but then I got to a point, I still didn't quite know what I was a great nurse, right? Great nurse. I was great at what I did. I know I was great. Like, I don't even need nobody to tell me I was great at what I did. I was a great bedside nurse. Oh my goodness. Like, I think I was really, really good. And I had a lot of potential. So there was a lot of room for me to grow in my greatness. I had great examples. Many of the preceptors that I work with, they were great nurses. And so I knew if I stayed in that realm that I would be spectacular. Like, I knew that, but I didn't know what my purpose was. I didn't real like if when faced with the question, what's the purpose? And I think I got this question in church, in church one day. It was just like, purpose. God creates us for a purpose. I'm like, well, I'm probably just purpose to be a nurse and a mom. And it was like, yeah, that's part of it, but what's the other part? Like, who are you called to serve? And I thought, well, serve everybody at work. When they come in, I serve them. And then I started just asking, God, and learning to hear from God and speak to God. And I'm like, is this it? Am I destined just to work and take care of my family? Like, is that all there is? And it was a different level. I don't even want to say of maturity, but of growth, maybe, that, and it was growth spiritually, that I began to understand, yes, that was a part of my destiny, being a nurse, being a mom, being a wife. That was a part of, the plan. But there was something else that God specifically needed me to do. And once I started to grow, then that's when I was open to the conversation of the specifics. So the general was good, like the general message, okay, yes, wife, mother, you know, nurse, okay, the general was really good. But as I started to grow in my understanding and my relationship with Christ, that's when I started to get the specifics. And then I said, okay, let me start taking these steps to venture into it. That's when I got into the business space and starting a business, and it was fun. It wasn't profitable. It was fun. Then it got expensive, and I put it aside, and then I started something else, and then that was good. That was profitable. That was fun. That was fulfilling. But then I still felt led to come back to a better you, and I did that. I wanted to see it through, and we started, right? We just started. I just kept starting, and I kept growing, and I kept trying different things and different ways, and then I started to understand the purpose. I truly started to understand the purpose. And so now, fast forward, now 15, 20 years, into the present, if somebody asks me the question, what's your divine purpose, I have a better understanding of it. I have a clear understanding of it. Some people call it like the fivefold ministry. What fold do you fall into? Are you called in that fivefold ministry? And um, I now can answer these types of questions, and so I know who I'm called to serve. I know who I'm called to serve, and it's not just based off of the work that I did, because the work that I did, I was helping. At one point, I was helping sick people. The other point, I was helping nurses, right? I was called at one point in life to help nurses. But who am I truly, divinely? So, are you able to fulfill the divine purpose and the natural purpose? Right? Are you achieving in all areas of your life? We always talk about the multiple areas: the physical, the spiritual, the mental, the emotional, the relationships, the financial. Like, we talk about all of those different realms, and there's like 12 to 15 of those different realms. And it is about running and operating purposefully in all of those different areas. And many of us are not, because we're still tripping up over our personal lives. Oh, I'm not in a relationship. Oh, I'm in a relationship. Oh, it's kind of iffy. It's a situationship. Okay, you gotta work purposeful. And I promise you, I'm not that hungry. I'm not that hungry that I'm gonna go sit at the table across from somebody, and there's no benefit to, me. I'm too up in age. I ain't old, but I'm too up in age to be wasting good time, right? To be wasting good time, purposeful time, just sitting across the room from somebody just so that I can say that I'm out on a date or something like that. Dude, what are we doing here? Like, what's the purpose of this transaction? Okay, we're getting to know each other, but where are we going? What is this? What is this for? Are you trying to get me to the altar, or are you trying to get me to the bed? Like, we gotta know these things out. We gotta see this thing through. And you got to be able to determine what you're going to spend your time with. Good morning, Jules. So you got to be able to determine what you're spending your time with, right? And so now you can start to fulfill purposefully. Like, so every part of your entity is purposeful. So you're building purposeful relationships. You're building a purposeful mentality, right? You're building these safeguards to protect you in and when if depression comes and anxiety comes, you can easily skate your way through. So what are you building? What are you working on? And if you're not at that moment in time where you can clearly define what you want in each of those areas of your life, you're a big girl now. You got to start thinking these things through. You got to start thinking these things through, because as we were reading and talking about on yesterday, we're still in Galatians 6, where we were talking about, it was about doing everything in excellence, right? So the work that the Lord has called for us to do, we got to be purposeful. And not only do we have to be purposeful, we have to do it in excellence. So how can you do something in excellence if you don't even know what your purpose to do? So if you haven't figured that out, if you're still scratching your head and trying to say, okay, well, what do I want to be when I grow up? Who am I called to serve? What is it that God wants me to do? And am I living my life out to the fullest? If you don't know the answer to those questions, you need to spend less time. Like, you don't need to watch SWAT from season 1 to season 8. You don't need to do that. You need to spend less time watching TV, need to spend less time anywhere else. And you need to spend more time with God. You need to sit, you need to read your word, you need to study, you need to commune with God, and you need to find you got to find these answers out. You got to find these answers out. And truth be told, a coach is not going to help you find those answers out. Right. So if you think, well, I'm going to sign up with Shaniqua and Shaniqua is going to tell me what my purpose is and who I'm called to serve and what I'm supposed to do, she's going to give me the ideas. And listen, I say this because that's the way I felt. Because I actually signed up to work with a coach because I wanted the coach to tell me what to do. I wanted them to tell me what to do. I wanted them to give me the ideas and the strategies, and I wanted them to help me get it done. But the problem is, a coach can't tell you what to do. My health coaches know that. In the health coach training, we know that you can't tell people what to do. You can't go into Mrs. Jones' house telling Mrs. Jones she need to eat healthy because it's good for her. And so she knows that. She older than you. And here you are in there telling her she need to eat her fruits and vegetables. She know that. She know that. She been told that. You ain't the first person to tell her that. Her daughters have been trying to tell her that. Her doctor tells her that every time she goes into the doctor. She don't need another person coming in there telling her what to do. Because guess what? She done showed everybody that she ain't gonna do what people tell her to do. She gonna do what she wanna do. And when we were doing the health coach program, I was training my health coaches. You can't tell people what to do. So as a coach, I'm not here to tell you what to do. Oh, well, Carol, you need to do this, that. Oh, Joanne, you need to be doing this. This is the perfect route for you to take. Oh, Jules, you should be doing this, because this is the way I did it. No, I can't tell you what to do. So you come to me, you hire me as your coach. Please don't expect me to tell you what to do. I'm going to ask you the questions. I'm going to be like, well, what did God say? What is God calling you to do? And once you tell me what God said you were supposed to do, then I can help you. I can bounce some ideas off of you. I can, if I have some strategies, some blueprints, I can then share those with you. But I can't tell you what your purpose to do. You got to come in the door knowing that. And if you come in the door and you don't know that, you're not going to get as far as somebody who comes in the door who knows it. And it's going to cost you money. It's going to be a big investment. And I've done that. That's why I know. That's how I can give that advice, because I've been through that, where I hired a coach, paid good money to tell me what to do. And guess what? I didn't get nothing. I didn't get what I thought. So I left there feeling disappointed. I left there as though I didn't get what I paid for. But part of the problem was me. Can't blame the coach. Part of the problem was me, because I came in not knowing what it was I was supposed to do. Now, if you need some guidance, then you need to say that. Well, Shaniqua, I don't even know the answers to the questions. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to send you right back to God. I've had some people come, they come, they make the scheduled call for a consultation with me. And when I start hearing them speak, and I'm like, oh, this person they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're doing. So what do? I don't take advantage of like, okay, well, give me money, and we're gonna figure this out. No, no, no. I like easy work. I don't like hard work. I don't sign up for hard work. I like easy work. And so what do? I'm like, well, what is God saying? Okay, let's recommend some books. I need you to go and read your Bible. I need you to pick up this book here, that book there, start reading through these things. And I need you to figure this thing out. I need you to sit with God and I need you to figure it out. Good morning, love. Blessings to you. So, what are you called to do? At the very least, who are you called to serve? Once you can answer who you are called to serve, then what you are called to do becomes easier to figure out. But the start for me, and I don't know how to do it any other way. So if you are looking for another alternative, then you may need to seek counsel in someone else. But for me, my starting place is God. That's it. My starting place is God. So I get in my word. Probably not as much as I should, but I get in my word and I study my word. I don't just, are you serious? Okay. Work, business stuff, right? But I don't rush myself through my scriptures anymore. Once upon a time, I used to rush through my scriptures like I gotta get this thing done. I gotta read it, I gotta go. No, what's the rush? What's the rush? I want to get all of the message. And like today, I was continuing in Galatians 6. So that's where we were. And there was a question. I had a question that I hadn't seen the first couple of times when I was reading through this, and I came upon a question. So now I've got a question, unto God. So um recap from yesterday, we were in Galatians chapter 6, and we kind of landed, our landing point was 4, where we were talking about being devoted to the work and doing things with excellence and all of that good stuff. And so Galatians 6 verse 5 goes on to read, every believer is ultimately responsible for his or her own conscience. So your definition of excellence, right? Your gauge as to whether or not you're doing things in excellence is up to you. So you get to define that. And you got to trust your heart. You got to trust your instincts. You know when you're not doing something in excellence. Okay, so that's how it says everybody is ultimately responsible for his or her own conscience. Like, you don't want somebody saying like, you didn't even try, you just rushed in. Like, you know how we feel like about the doctors when we go to the doctors, and the doctor comes in the room all of a good 5 minutes, and you've been waiting in the waiting area for over an hour, and then you get 5 minutes of the doctor's time, and then they skedaddle off, and you're like, what? Like, dude, like, did I have to pay a $25 copay for this? Like, what gives? Right? So your conscience knows, when you've done something in excellence, and it's giving the message to say that we should be able to gauge that. Now, we're not trying to burn ourselves out. Like I said, I like easy work. I don't be signing up for the trials and tribulations package. Good morning, sis. Love you. So I don't, we don't try to do all of that. But we do know when we've done something and God will say, well done. right? So that's our gauge, and we are the keepers of that gauge where we know in our hearts whether or not we've done something in excellence, right? We know that. And so, continuing on in Galatians 6, so Galatians chapter 6, now we're going to look at verse 6. So, if you've missed any parts of this week, we've literally started with Galatians 6, chapter verse 1. We started from the top and we're just working our way through, because the reason why we were even in Galatians is because of chapter 6, verse 9. That was the reason we got here. And so we've been talking each week. We've just been kind of edging ourselves. We've just been edging ourselves up to that point. And last week was Luke 22. So if you miss any of that, you might want to go and take a listen at those. And all of those replays are on my YouTube channel, Shaniqua Inspires. Just look in the playlist, morning walk and talk playlist, and you can get it. So we understand that we're in charge of gauging the excellence, right? And then we're gaining the joy from doing what's right. So Galatians 6:6 says, and those who are taught the word must share all good things with their teacher. A sharing of wealth takes place between them. So I read that and I was just like, okay. And those who are taught the word, right? We are students, right? We are students of the word. We are taught the word, must share all good things with their teacher. Jesus is our teacher. So we want to reverence God. So I don't know if you've ever heard somebody, and my spiritual mother used to do this to me all the time. She used to do this to me all the time. And me not being quite at her spiritual level, I used to kind of look at the comment like, "Mm?" But now I understand, right? I understand. So, she was responsible as my spiritual mother. Her responsibility was the teaching of me, right? So she is one of the reasons why I am as deep into Christ, because she was able to take me by the hand and she walked a couple of steps with me and then she left me. We ain't gonna get in our thoughts and our feelings about she left me, but she left me for good reason. She left me for good reason because I was leaning too much into her, and she wanted the Lord to be the one guiding me and not her guiding me, so she doesn't take the credit, right? Because then it would be easy enough to say, "Oh, well, you taught me this and you taught me that," and because and she's like, "No, because here we go." Because it says, and those who are taught the word must share all good things with their teacher, the teacher being your ultimate teacher, the teacher being the main teacher, right? And the main teacher is Jesus. It's God. Like, so those are the main entities. So the honor goes back to them. So I don't know if you've ever complimented somebody, like I could say, well, Nayenye, I like, girl, you on fire. I've been watching some of your videos and you've been on fire. Now Nayenye has, a couple of options on how she can respond. She would say, well, thank you. Thank you, sis. I appreciate you. You, thank you. I appreciate that compliment. Or Nayenye could say, to God be the glory. My spiritual mother used to say that to me all the time. I would thank her for something. And like, thank you for sharing those, prophetic words with me. It helped me. Thank you for, encouraging me. Thank you for doing this for me. Thank you for doing that for me. And she would always say, to God be the glory. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. I get that, God is the one that, gives you all of these good, wise things to say and to do and everything. But I'm thanking you. I'm like, can you not just take the compliment and say thank you and keep it moving? But she would always reverence, she would always give honor to God. Exactly, exactly, Nayenye, right? It is the humbleness, right? So you can say, to God be the glory. I appreciate you giving me the compliment. But to God be the glory, right? Right. So there's a way in which you can navigate, because you can say thank you. Right. Somebody says you looking nice. Oh, this food tastes good. Oh, you can take the thank you. But here it's teaching us that we want to share all good things with God. We want to share all good things with Jesus. Jesus is our master teacher. So yes, some, you're up on stage, and look, you see it when people go up on the award shows, and they're getting an award for, best rap artist of the year, and we know the lyrics in the rap lyrics. You be like, oh my God, and they're getting an award for it, and they said, first and foremost, I want to give honor to God, who is the head of my life, right? Like, so we get into these things, we know what to say, but in all honesty, we should. In all honesty, the word is telling us that we need to share all good things with our teacher. You look at me, you think I'm great. Yeah, I am pretty great, aren't I? But guess what? To God be the glory, because he is the one that made me great. He is the one that has done this for me. So if you see anything in my life and you're like, wow, Shaniqua's life is shining bright like a diamond, and she's so good and she's so great. Well, he's the one that did it. So if you ever wanted to mimic, if you ever wanted to do the same thing, it's God. Like, you're not going to come to me and get it. You're going to go to God. So a lot of times when I'm dealing with my clients, yes, I'm a Christian. I am in a relationship with Jesus Christ. Like, we've got relationship. So you want to know how I did, like, you want to pick my brain. Well, you might just want to talk to Jesus, like, because I don't know if I'm gonna be able to give you what you're looking for. I don't know. Like, you might want to talk to God. Same thing in relationship. Dude, I know you interested in me. You thought I was cute. You think, I'm funny and all of this other but I can't really tell you how you should be, acting and behave. You might just want to go to Jesus. Like, you could save yourself a whole lot of trouble if you just go to Jesus, let him tell you what to say, what to do, and then you come to me and then you act this thing out. And then I'm like, okay, right? But you don't know what time of the month you're gonna catch me on. I might be like, dude, I don't even care. Like, you can go step somewhere. I don't have time for this. You go talk to Jesus. It's always gonna be the right time. So I'm that type of coach that's going to direct you right back to my source. So you need to have a connection, or at least be on your way to building a connection, building a relationship. And then us working together, I can help you, maneuver a little bit more, and tell me about your dream. What did God say? Did you pray? What did you hear? Like, then we can work together on entities like that. But if you come in and you think I'm supposed to tell you your purpose and your call in life, uh, I'm not the one. And if you found somebody who can promise to tell you what your calling and your purpose is, other than Jesus, good luck with that. But that's what I'm saying. We got to make certain that we're identifying this. So Galatians 6 verse 6 says, and those who are taught the word must share all good things with their teacher. A sharing of wealth takes place between them. So when you are connected with God, when you are connected with God, there is a wealth transfer. There is a wealth transfer. And I don't know where you sit. I don't know where who you sit and what you see on social media, but I don't know if you've heard that word of a wealth transfer. I know in some of the prophets that I listen to, that topic has been heavy going through the streets. There's a wealth transfer. There's a wealth transfer. Well, right here in Galatians 6:6, it does speak of a sharing of wealth that takes place between them. The wealth transfer, we know when we think of wealth transfer, we think of the wealth of the wicked is stored up for the just, right? That's where we go automatically. Like, so every bad person, all that you got, come on, bring it over here. But there's a wealth transfer right here in Galatians 6:6. And that's a sharing between you and God. So when you partner with God, right? When you partner with God, there is a promise of a share of wealth that takes place. So from the work that you do, from the excellence, from the joy that you get from doing what's right, there's a wealth transfer. There's a shift so that you are gaining the access that God has, who is rich in houses and land. So you're gaining that access. So right here is a great example of that wealth transfer. And then it goes on in 7, it says, make no mistake about it. God will never be mocked. Can't nobody do it like Jesus. Come on, somebody. For what you plant will always be the very thing that you harvest. So, what are you planting? What are you planting? Are you planting seeds of doubt? Are you planting seeds of negativity? Like, what are you planting? Are you planting seeds of nothingness? You have no plan. It is what it is. And my spiritual mother used to hate when I said that. She used to dispel that. I shouldn't say hate. She used to dispel that every time. I was like, well, it is what it is. She's like, what does that even mean? What does it even mean? It is what it is. It means you're just going with the flow. We understand the natural terminology, but what does that mean in the spirit? It is what it is. You, my friend, have to get a divine connection so that you understand there is a great responsibility on you. And so, if you are sowing those seeds, we understand the reaping and sowing principles. If you are planting seeds of self doubt, of inconsistency, of lack of motivation, of lack of planning, a lack of a purpose, if you're planting those seeds, and if you don't have a clear understanding of where you're going and growing in this season, then yes, you are planting these negative seeds. So when it's harvest time, that's all that's going to come up. That's all that's going to come up. It means what's going to grow. The harvest is going to be goals not accomplished, or a bunch of miscellaneous goals that got checked off but mean nothing. If I say, well, I'm out here, running 5K a day. I'm running, not just walking, I'm running. And I'm lifting weights and I'm building my stamina, but I'm not called to be an Olympic gold medalist, or I'm not called to be some type of fitness trainer or whatever. Then what is it all for? So we want to make certain that we have purposeful plans. That's the moral to this. What are your purposeful plans? And if you don't have purposeful plans, when are you going to get it together? Now seems like a good time. And if you're lacking direction, reroute and get into your word. Reroute, spend some time with God. Get your one-on-one time up. You don't need to go out to eat with nobody. You need to sit with Jesus. You need to feast at his table so you can figure out what your purposeful plan is. All right, that's it. I'm gonna stop running my mouth because my team is chattering away. They got some issues going on, and I guess I got to be the boss and figure this thing out. So you all go forward. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Don't forget the Black Girl Encourage Her comes on tonight. We got Felice coming through, my web designer, and she is going to teach us. She's going to guide us. She's going to show us, and through her, you're going to get some inspiration. You're going to say, well, if she can do it with a little baby running around at her feet, I can do it too. So come get your fire ignited on the Black Girl Encourage Her podcast. We are airing at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. My central people, that is 6 p.m. for you. Meet us on my YouTube channel, Shaniqua Inspires. I'll have the link on my page today so that you can check it out. Check it out. You can put it on your plan. If you can't watch it live with us tonight, you can put it on your plans to catch up with it over the weekend and be blessed by it. All right. So I will see you all tomorrow, God willing. You all be blessed, and I'll see you again soon.